Welcome to America, where we get emotional support from the animal kingdom because we like them more than most humans. Where people absolutely love seeing cats, rats, ostriches, ducks, and dogs doing the funny and making us feel all fuzzy inside. Because who doesn't love a good aminal video?
Made in USA.
Howdy doody freaks and geeks, you're tuned into Made in USA. This week, we're shining the spotlight on animals doing some very Looney Tunes things that would make Bugs Bunny proud. Between causing a ruckus on Broadway, turning a car into a nut nest, and getting the popo called on their human, animals sure do the darndest things. So, grab that carrot and let's get this show on the road before any wabbit can come up and say, what's up, doc? A canine audience member caused chaos at a 2017 performance of Cats on Broadway after it got triggered by one feisty feline. Watching humans dressed as cats singing and dancing for 2 hours may be a fun night out for most, but apparently not for man's best friend. According to page 6, the service dog got away from its owner during the musical's opening number and sprinted toward the stage. The doggo had been particularly unhappy with the show's flirtatious female ballerina and began chasing after her on stage. Yeah, pretty sure more than a few people appreciated some excitement on that meh musical. It was over pretty quick though, and Usher managed to grab the dog before it caused any real trouble and returned it to its owner. The production company just laughed the incident off, but people online got legitimately pissed. Many accused the service dog of being fake. Apparently, a real one would have been trained enough to be unfazed by a kitty. On the bright side though, it was at least a very memorable show. A couple in Pittsburgh thought it was mighty strange when the fallen fruit from the walnut tree in their yard kept disappearing without a trace last October. Little did they know a bunch of furry little hoarders had been storing a lot of it right under the hood of the couple's SUV. So how did the car owners find out about the secret nut stash? Chris Persick told KDKA that his wife Holly had been driving when her car suddenly smelled like it was burning. It was making a weird sound too. When she popped open the hood, there were more than 200 walnuts and bunches of grass piled up inside. Persick had to rent a car to go over and help his wife clean out all the nuts, which took them about an hour. What's even nuttier is that after they took the Kia into the shop, another half a trash can worth of walnuts came tumbling out from under the engine. What the heck were these squirrels planning for, the zombie apocalypse? Fortunately, the walnut stash didn't do any serious damage to the couple's ride. But you just know those squirrels were devastated to see their nuts all gone for the winter. Life is always unpredictable with pets. Some days you frolic about, other days you end up taking a bullet in the back and breaking 1 or 3 ribs. That's exactly what happened to a hunter in New Mexico, who very nearly met his maker after his doggy best friend pulled the trigger on him. KRQE reports that back in October 2018, Sonny Gilligan went to hunt jackrabbits near Las Cruces and took his canine pals Charlie, Scooter, and Cowboy with him. While in the back seat, Lab Rottweiler mix Charlie got his foot on his human's shotgun. He then slipped and fell off the seat, which caused his paw to catch the trigger and in turn caused the firearm to shoot. The bullet tore through the driver's seat straight into Gilligan's back, breaking several ribs and shattering his collarbone. Despite this, the 74-year-old still managed to call for help himself. Amazing! The lucky oldie had to undergo a bunch of surgeries, but is now on the way to recovery. But even then, all he could think about was his boys. Trigger-happy Charlie and his brothers were sent to Animal Services, aka Doggy Jail, after the shooting. They were later bailed out by Gilligan's other son, the human one. Gilligan has since forgiven Charlie for very nearly sending him to the afterlife, adding that it was really just a bizarre freak accident. I'll say. Kinkajous may be adorable little buggers, but waking up to find one stroking your cheek is still shocking, if not mildly terrifying. Back in 2015, a 99-year-old woman was asleep in her Miami-Dade home when an escaped pet kinkajou named Banana snuck into her bed. Banana must have been pretty lonely because she laid on the woman's chest and caressed her face while she was sleeping. Okay, kinda creepy. The unidentified woman probably thought so too because she screamed when she woke up and realized what was up. The kinkajou fled to the attic, where she had to be coaxed down. A friend of the old lady had to play kinkajou sounds and use cherries to lure the animal into a cage. She then took 5-year-old Banana to the Southdate Animal Hospital, where he was injected with a tranquilizer and given a clean bill of health. Banana's human, Raymond Fernandez, said he left the kinkajou with his brother while his home was being tented, and that she escaped from her cage. The pair were reunited soon after and made plans to visit the old woman, this time during waking hours so she can have some real kinkajou honey bear fun. As far as animals doing the darndest things, this little birdie takes the cake for inadvertently getting the police involved in a wild case of mistaken identity. When a neighbor heard a woman's chilling cries of "let me out" in her Lake Worth Beach, Florida hood, she immediately called 911. According to the Palm Beach Post, deputies showed up not long after and talked to the man next door, Jason Sprague, who was fixing a car in his driveway. After being told about the screams, he chuckled and said he'd bring out the perp, who turned out to be a 40-year-old parrot named Rambo. The chatty bird apparently likes to yell out, "Help! Help! Let me out!" once in a while. It was something Sprague taught him years ago as a kid, back when Rambo lived in a cage. Needless to say, the cops were very amused. Even the neighbor who called 911 had a good chuckle once the screamer's real identity was revealed. With a voice like that, though, surely Rambo can put his talents to better use. The possibilities are endless. Alright, you animals, that's it for this week's Not-So-Wild Ride. If anyone's got ideas on where to next, let me hear them in the comments below. In the meantime, don't be a cow and check out the last one we did on New Year's resolutions. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe. Smell you later, Gators!